Von Allen Sports.
Hi, this is tennis player Mariana Dragic, and you're watching Von Allen Sports, real and honest sports analysis. Subscribe now and join the empire. Von Allen Sports, let's go!
What's up, guys? How are y'all doing? Give me just a second. Okay. Let's see. Okay, we'll wait a little longer for everybody because I didn't really get to, put a time out there or anything because something happened today and it's kind of weird and it wasn't expected. It wasn't part of my schedule. See, well, we weren't supposed to come back from vacation until this upcoming weekend. So in 7 more days, our usual layoff after the Super Bowl for a little while, just to kind of regroup and get back into gear and start a new season. But a thing happened. Something that you might call interesting. Something that I think is of interest to you guys. That's right. The king is back. Back now. So far, we're halfway there. So I said, 49er. So about him being a 49er was before the end of the draft. Okay? The reason that that's the case, because he has to come back to the Buccaneers before he can be traded. He has to come back, declare himself still as a player, and then they can make their decisions. And he might not even want to be dealt. We don't know. We'll have to see. I hope he is, because Bruce Arians is the worst coach I've ever seen on a comparison level to what he's been given. I don't want him there to ruin it. So, all right, hang on. All right, guys, is that better? Is that better? Is it cutting in and out again still? Unbelievable. Brand new cables, brand new everything, still the same thing. We'll see. So, got to go back to the crappy the mic on the headphones, but it doesn't matter. We'll push through here. It's fine. So, as I was saying, okay. Let's get this out of the way then. Okay, completely useless. All right. So, what I was saying before is that halfway there as far as what I think needs to happen, I think that Tom needs to get out of Tampa Bay. I don't think it's set to be a good place for him to win a Super Bowl. And it has nothing to do with the Rams game, because he wasn't going to win that Rams game no matter what. Nothing was going to win that Rams game, and that goes for everybody. But we'll get started on all that about what it means and everything. Let me get to this real quick, because we have a super chat already. All right, here we go. All right, see it twice. What's up, man? Missed you guys. This is a $12 super chat. Of course, we know why. I only wish Brady had waited until 2 weeks from tomorrow. That way, his return would have been on 3/28. Yes, that would have, dude. That would have been awesome. But here's the thing. I predicted that he would be on the 49ers before the end of the draft. And the reason I picked the draft as a specific day is because teams need a chance to. He needs to declare early enough so teams can decide what they want to do. And usually draft, at least by the time draft gets here, decisions like that can be made. So I thought he'd want to take a few months off. I thought he'd probably take about 3 months off. It seems he took less than that. So it's a lot quicker than, I anticipated. But this is why I never did a video. You guys were asking me, how come I never did anything to honor Tom retiring? Why did I just go on pretending like he never really retired almost? Well, because I knew he was going to return. And the reason I knew that is based on a lot of things. There's a lot of stuff involved on why I thought that. But it's not finished yet. And I don't want him to be a Buck. And if I had my choice, I would prefer him to leave the Bucks, only because that means Bruce Arians is still around. And I think he's a liability and will be a liability. I just don't see that changing. So I don't know how the Bucks are going to get better now. I don't see how they're going to be any better than they were the last 2 years. And now this is, how's that all going to work? And we've also heard a lot of stuff, between Tom, between Bruce, a lot of weird things like that. So how's that going to go down? Was it fake? Was it real? I don't know. But he has to come back. He always had to come back to Tampa before he can be traded or go anywhere else. They own his rights. So he was never going to just get released. They would have to trade him. What's interesting about the timing and why he came back so quickly is because a lot of things are happening. And I don't think that Tom probably anticipated everything to move so quickly. And what I mean by that is the big news that Russell Wilson is no longer on the Seattle Seahawks. He is now a Denver Bronco. And at the same time, while all this was happening at the same time, you've got Russell Wilson going to Denver. You've got Aaron Rodgers returning to Green Bay. And then you've got
uh, Deshaun Watson declaring that he's back. So all that was, dealt with, and Deshaun Watson's situation turned out like I expected. I've always thought it was something was kind of weird about all that. What Watson was accused of, you do all that, and then nobody finds you, even gets you in trouble, or even has criminal charges on you. Or not criminal charges, but actually takes you in a court. From what I read, a court didn't want to pursue it or whatever. That means something's up with that. But anyway, all that happened. So that's Watson, that's Russell Wilson, and that's Aaron Rodgers. 3 big quarterbacks on the move. Or in Aaron Rodgers' case, he returned, but still, it was out there that he possibly might be looking to move. But Watson is the wild card here in this situation because Tampa didn't know what they were going to do. And then you've got Jimmy G in San Francisco. When Jimmy G, at the end of the season, in his last press conference, he said goodbye to San Francisco. So in his mind, he was out the door already, and I guess he knew something, or they had decided something, because he would say that. That means that San Francisco needs a new quarterback. And with Watson out there, I think Tom realized, okay, I better do something, or my options may not be there. If Watson goes to Tampa Bay, I may not be able to go back to Tampa Bay. Or what if San Francisco gets Watson and then trades Jimmy G to Tampa Bay? I don't have either team. So he had to make a decision. He had to do something. And this is only speculation. I'm just saying, if San Francisco was interested in getting Tom, they would have to call him. They'd have to say, Tom, we need you to return. You have to declare yourself unretired. Actually, he was never retired. He never filed his papers. So we need you to come back, because we can't make any moves, or we can't decide what to do without you being back. And it has to happen now. We can't wait. Because if we wait, we'll miss out on potentially Watson or something else. So, and then, they may decide to go with Trey Lance. There's all kinds of things on the table about that I think is why Tom didn't wait, Daniel. See it twice. So that would be awesome. And honestly, if there wasn't other circumstances, I think Tom would do that. That's exactly something he would do. But I think time is of the essence in this situation. Whether he stays in Tampa Bay or whether he's San Francisco, I don't give a crap as far as overall. Like, I have my preferences on where I'd want him to play, which gives him the best shot at a Super Bowl. But he's back, and that's fine. That's great. Okay, I wanted him back. I thought he'd come back. He's back, and this is fantastic, and I'm just, this is amazing. John Thomas Chavez sends a member super chat. He says, celebrating 14 months of membership. Thank you, John. He says, he's back. Hell yeah. Yeah, what's up? Yep. Thank you, Tiffany. A comeback on a comeback. Yep, exactly. See it twice. I was brought out of vacation because of Tom. How dare he? He had no consideration for me. He couldn't just wait until next week. I mean, I came this close to going live because of the Russell Wilson trade. Came this close. But Milena wasn't in town, so I just decided, you know what, we'll just wait. I doubt anything else is going to happen. I'll wait for her to get back. But this too big. She said, you got to go. You got to go. So, Vikings, yeah, Tyree. So they just signed Kirk Cousins to a 1-year deal. So they're good, or I would say they're good, but they've got their quarterback. I will not get the jab, says Brady to the Pats. Wouldn't that be crazy? That would be just mind blowing. Brady to the Pats. That you want to see me do? I'll jump off my balcony and I will land on my feet, because that will give me the strength to just go. So. My sound is off. Huh? Is it? No. seems to be working fine. Oh, you know what? I think you're behind. I will not get the jab. I think you're behind. I did have some sound problems earlier, so okay, we're good. All right. Okay. Let me go back to the beginning here and see what you said. Rye Davis says, I'm your most disappointed subscriber with this news. Huh? Shows you how these great sports players don't ever grow up. He's scared to death to not play. The industry wants him back. He should stay home. What? I don't understand that. That's weird. Like, what do you mean doesn't go? So first of all, I think he was pushed into a decision because of that dickhead Adam Schefter. So I'm not sure Tom was even deciding. If you remember, just days before, he said, actually right up until that point that Adam Schefter started talking and running his mouth, Tom said, it's going to take time. I'm not even close to a decision. And then after all the craziness that happened, I think Tom either saw an opportunity there to maybe I should just say I retired just to see what happens, testing the waters, whatever it is. Or maybe that wasn't the case. Maybe he thought he was retiring, maybe changed his mind. I just don't understand how that doesn't mean he doesn't ever grow. What does that mean? I don't get it. Why would you be disappointed though? I don't understand. Like, there's nothing wrong with what he did. Players do this a lot, and the one thing I don't want, and the one thing I don't like, is when players retire too soon, and then miss a season or miss 2 seasons, miss 3, and then try to come back, and then they're not the same anymore. He was only gone for what, a month and a half? Not even that. I don't know. How long was it? February 1st? Yeah. So he wasn't even gone, really. He didn't do it. He didn't give a speech. He didn't do any kind of retirement, where he sat down. He didn't include the Patriots, which is one reason why I told you guys when he didn't include the Patriots, didn't talk about his college, didn't thank any of those people from the past, didn't mention that stuff. I said he looked like he was saying goodbye to the Bucks, but not necessarily goodbye to football. And here's why. He wasn't sure, and he was never sure. We don't even know how sure he was unless he elaborates on that. But yeah, I mean, if you're going to unretire, right, this is the best way to do it, only after a month. So he didn't cost any teams any problems. He didn't leave anybody hanging. He just hurried up and came back. This is not a Brett Favre situation where you held the Packers hostage for up until into training camp, and after they had already decided moved on. That's not what happened here. And if anybody can do this, if anybody is allowed to do this, if anybody is owed, it's him. So look what could have happened if Michael Jordan didn't go away from basketball in the middle of the Bulls three-peats. They would have probably gotten 8 straight. I mean, does anyone doubt that? Look how many times these quarterbacks have left something on the table. Joe Montana even said that. He told Tom a few years back when they were at the Super Bowl. I think it was Super Bowl 54. The Chiefs. The Chiefs and the 49ers, and they were there on the sidelines with jackets on. That was when Tom said, I'm not returning to the Super Bowl next year with a sport coat on. But Joe told Tom, he said, my biggest regret was leaving when I felt I still could play. He said, don't do that, and I just think Tom listens to that advice. Honestly, I think Tom should have been MVP. So you don't go out like that. You still have something there, and they got robbed in the playoffs and against the Rams, and that's there is no Super Bowl being played right now for a team that has to make it. There's no situation. That last year was an unprecedented situation, in my opinion. It was a very strange thing politically and financially here in the locally and here in LA and in Inglewood. There's a lot involved there, but that's not going to happen again. So not I don't think. But it wasn't because of Tom. Let's just keep it like that. So. Israel, since a $5 super chat. How you doing, Israel? Thank you, man. He says the GOAT is back and hungry for more. Rams will not repeat. Hashtag beat LA. The NFC's and my elite quarterbacks are Tom and Aaron. It's going to be really interesting to see. No, the Rams are done. The Rams are done because the deed is done. So. We can talk about the Rams and the Super Bowl some other time. I don't want to sully this Tom news with that. So, but we do have to discuss it, and I do plan on discussing that. So, yeah, I wasn't even ready to come back right now. So everything's all out of whack. I'm still using some. Things weren't hooked up correctly. That's why I was late coming on. I was just trying to hurry, and I just wasn't even close to ready to doing this. So there's a few hiccups here. I apologize, guys. Dave Wilhour, what's up, man? Maria, hey, Maria. Cinema Crow says, great. Now I have to endure more witchcraft from Giselle. I think so bad. And the other day they showed this graphic that had all the quarterbacks of the last 20 years in black and white, and it said end of an era, and it had Tom in it. And then at the bottom it had all the new young quarterbacks, all in the AFC, by the way. And I thought, I wouldn't put Tom in there just yet. That seems to be a little premature. And of course, there's Aaron Rodgers still out there. So I just thought that image, they just really wanted to do that really bad, and they put that out there. But yeah, it ain't working. Not yet. Not yet. And now the NFC, assuming he stays with the Bucs or goes to the 49ers, I don't know about any AFC team that would be in play to get Tom. So we'll just assume that he will be in the NFC. That only leaves him and Aaron Rodgers. That's it. I mean, is Dak a threat anymore? I don't know. I just don't know. I mean, every time I think something good's going to happen from Dak and the Cowboys, it just never quite gets there. Matt Ryan is a great quarterback, but he ain't got the team around him. Like I said before, the Rams aren't a threat because of reasons. So that just leaves, because Russell's gone. And even if Russell had stayed in Seattle, Seattle's depleted now. They really don't. They're rebuilding. They're in rebuild mode now. So never in a million years would I get rid of Russell Wilson. You do not trade elite quarterbacks. Only a few of these guys come every generation, okay? They're hard to get. They're impossible to find and impossible to keep healthy for a long, extended amount of time. And Russell never missed a game up until just recently. He's still young. He's still got a lot of years ahead of him. You don't do that. And I was just in shock when that happened. And, shout out to Denver, okay? Shout out to Denver for making that happen. And people are like, look at what Denver did. Look what they gave away and all these picks. What? They could have given away more. I would have given away more. That's it. If I was running Denver's the Denver Broncos organization, and see, I was like, oh, okay, we'll take 2 1s, 2 2s, and I think a player or two or something else. Okay, done. Why? Why would I do that? Because Denver already has a pretty decent team. Okay, they really just need a quarterback right now. They need a few more pieces, but they can get them in other ways, especially with Russell Wilson there. They manage the cap well and all that. Now, picks. In general, people put too much value on picks. They're especially first rounders. First rounders are hit or miss. And the reason they're so damning is because a first rounder, if you miss, it's a lot, okay? Because you could have traded that first rounder just for other things, more valuable things, maybe even other players in some cases, depending on where you're at in the round. But more times than not, a first rounder is never going to equal being a first rounder. It just doesn't happen. Just like second rounders never end up being second round, third round never, you always end up being later rounds than you were picked. And that's the norm, and that's usually what happens. But it's definitely for first rounders because so much is expected of them. So give me what I know and not for a promise, and what may be. In this case, an elite quarterback in the hand is worth 10 draft picks in the bush. That's exactly how I feel about it. I would never do that. Just like I would never let Tom Brady leave the New England Patriots. I told you guys, I said, if I'm Green Bay, I give Aaron Rodgers whatever the F he wants. Whatever. I don't care what it is. He gets it. Okay? He gets it. You do not lose elite quarterbacks. The Colts, idiots. I said they were idiots. I couldn't believe it. I don't care that Andrew Luck is there. I don't care. Andrew Luck is not a sure thing. You just don't do that. You don't get rid of those guys. And look, it just almost never works out. And it's very rare that actually works out. Very rare. So I was surprised by Seattle. But if Russell's happy, I'm a big Russell Wilson fan. I hope he does well. But that AFC West is crowded now. And if you're a Raiders fan, and Zishan, I know you are, the Raiders are in trouble. I mean, Denver just became a contender now. They've got their quarterback. If you've got a good defense and a great quarterback, you are a contender. That puts you instantly in the running. You got the Chiefs still there. You got the Chargers, which, as long as their head coach hits puberty by next year and knows how to actually make decisions in a game, the Chargers will be a good team. And so if the Raiders somehow are able to withstand all that, my God, they'll have my respect. I'll tell you that much. So, okay, let's see here. Nightwalker celebrating 16 months of membership. One of the oldest members we've got. He says he's back. Hell yeah. John Thomas Chavez sends a $2 super chat. He says, Rome may be crumbling, but Byzantium lives on. Absolutely. That's exactly, I remember that conversation we had about the Patriots being Rome, the Western Roman Empire, but Tom is building Byzantium in Tampa Bay. So I don't care if he stays in Tampa Bay or not. It doesn't matter right now. All that matters is Tom is back, and we've got one more year. One more year. This is just great news. So, just a second, guys. I'm sorry. Is the sound okay on these headphones? I know it's not ideal, but yeah. Apologies, but I had to talk to you guys, even if I wasn't prepared. So. Look who's chatting. Bruce Spadass Arians. He says Denver's got a better head coach than Tampa. Hey, Bruce, everybody has a better coach than Tampa. Terrible. Wishing B. Ain't this great, man? What's up, Nathaniel? Yeah, Wishing B says Tampa Bay posted that they would leave the light on and invite Tom back, and I'm sure that conversations happen. What was interesting to me, and I thought that was great news when I heard it, until I saw Bruce Arians' response about if Tom wanted to not play for Tampa, he smarted off and said something stupid like, I'll take 10 first rounders, or I don't know exactly what he said, but he's been his smart ass, dumbass self. And I thought that's kind of strange. You know, Tom is not going to like that when he does come back. And that may make things a little weird if he had planned, if he in fact does want to stay in Tampa Bay. I don't know. I just hope that if he stays with Tampa, and as of right now, we have no reason to think that he won't, based on everything that's been said so far. Because the San Francisco thing is just speculation and what we want, or not. I'm not going to speak for you guys, but what I would prefer to see, because I think his chances are better. But maybe Tampa has something in the works, some acquisitions that they have in mind, and can make it better. So. Yeah, Wishing B. Yes, that's true, and I'll mention that. Thank you for mentioning that. Wishing B just said Jason Light did say great things, but I tweeted out recently, and after that happened, and I said Bruce Arians just needs to shut the F up and let the adults for the Tampa Bay organization actually, do the decision making, do the talking, and of course, that means Jason Light, the general manager, who I think you guys have heard me for the last 2 years, I've always said Jason Light is a great general manager. How he managed to get all those great players under the cap like that, and it's just been phenomenal. And I think he's the key. And Bruce Arians is just tagging along. He's not needed there. He's just in the way. Just get him out. I know they won't, but it doesn't mean I'm not going to stop saying it. James Johnson, what's up, my man? Consul James Johnson, 11 months of membership, says Super Bowl 56, Return of the GOAT King. Brady is one hell of a storyteller. JAR talking, eat your heart out. Tom has had 2 golden ages, a decade of darkness, tragedy, romance, plot twist, and now cliffhangers. Brady is forging his legend into the cosmos. Exactly, James. I don't know what he does anymore. All I knew is that he was not going to give up on the age 45 thing. If he was 45 going into 46, I would have said, and this happened, he retired, said he was retiring, and he'd given a speech and all that, I would have been like, he's done. But there is no way that Tom Brady was going to plan to play till 45. For the last 10 years, he's been saying that. Get 1 year short. Get 1 year short. And go away when you can still play, when you're still great. So. Oh, by the way, yes, shout out to Mr. Automotive. He's the one that broke the news in our private chat, which is called the Evocati. It's a new version of Legion. And thank you, Mr. A, for breaking that news. And when I saw it at first, when I saw the screenshot that he took, I was like, okay, was maybe Tom's account was hacked. So I said, okay, well, if it's on multiple accounts, then no, it's true. So I just wanted to make sure, and there it was true. So. Yeah, Tyrus. Oh my God, yes. Aaron Rodgers has got to be pissed. He's got to be. He's got. You know what? If I was Aaron, I'd be mad. Actually. I think that, well, one of the reasons, yes, somebody please give Bruce Badass Arians a Happy Meal. Actually, Bruce, you'll probably need like 5. So, all the reasons I had given, all the way going back to last year, is about Aaron Rodgers wanting to leave Green Bay. I said it was because of his fiance. And the reason I said that is because all of his reasons for wanting to leave Green Bay and the places he was picking didn't make any sense. At the time, they didn't make football sense. He was not going to find anything better than his situation in Green Bay. It works there for him. It just happens, everything happens to line up perfectly for him in Green Bay. It's all about where you're at, you know? And for whatever reason, they've been, doing well there. And he's got 2 straight MVPs from it. Where else are you going to go? Because all the teams that were as good or better weren't available or didn't need a quarterback. So the only thing that made sense is that this was because of his fiance. And he needed to, because he kept saying he wanted to be closer to California and the West Coast. Well, that's because she works in Hollywood. Then we find out they broke up. We found out that a lot of the fight was because of him playing football and where he played and his commitment and all that. So that was exactly the problem. And now I don't know where they're at as far as their relationship. I don't really keep up with that kind of crap because I don't care about celebrities' lives. I think they're all douchebags anyway. But I don't know what they're up to. But anyway, it all made sense, and that was exactly right. My reasoning for him, wanting to leave Green Bay was definitely not football related because it didn't make sense. So now he's back, and I'm sure when he did that, he was thinking, I'll be the only guy in the NFC now. And if it's not, what is the threat really, right? This has got to really, really be bothersome for him, and it would be for me, actually. So that stupid music's still going off. I don't know how. I don't know how. I've got everything muted. How is it still going off? It makes no sense. You guys can hear that dumb music? Somehow you guys hear it, but I don't. Okay. All right. This is a mystery. I don't know. I can't hear the super chat music. I've got everything muted. I've got everything turned down. How is this possible? I don't know. This is weird. All right. Well, we're having a lot of technical difficulties here tonight, so I'm going to go ahead and get off here soon. It's frustrating, but yeah, it shouldn't be going off at all. So this software is really starting to piss me off. I'm going to have to talk to them. I didn't even add that music, so. Okay. Somebody send something. One of the members send a member chat real quick. I don't want you guys to have to pay for it, but let's see if it happens this time. So, just so I'll know for the future. But see, we put a lot of time into the pre-show, making sure everything works correctly, and I wasn't able to do that. I just popped on real quick because I knew you guys would be excited, and I was excited too. Marcus, celebrating 6 months of membership. He says, Tom Brady unretired. When was this? Yeah, it just happened just a few hours ago, man. I have to say though, it's great seeing you guys here. I missed you guys. It's always it's a long wait between we do this every year after the Super Bowl, but we all have to just kind of step away from talking about football for a little bit. But Tom brought us back together, and this means a whole nother year of Tom Brady. How freaking great is this, guys? It's amazing. Austin, welcome, man. You still working out, man? Damn, you got huge arms, dude. It's awesome. See it twice. Putin is the reason we have high gas prices. Rogers, Brady being in the NFC is why I've only been to one Super Bowl. Yeah. Yeah, it's got the same legitimacy basically because since Tom has only been in the NFC for 2 years. So yeah, it's true. Yeah, he was going to Aaron Rodgers was failing before, just like the gas prices were going up before the invasion. Apparently, the invasion of Ukraine has been going on for the last year and a half. Apparently, even though it just started a couple weeks ago. So. Yeah, Wally, I don't know exactly what's up with Football Baby and what he's doing. Like I said, I've been a little checked out because I kind of just turned my brain off from sports. So when we come back, I'm all excited and ready to go. So I don't know exactly what Football Baby's trying to do, but if Tom asks for money, and now he's still under contract, and we need to take a look at that and see how that's going to work. But that wouldn't make any sense for Tom to ask for a bunch of money. I don't know why he would do that. That would be counterproductive to his return. He doesn't need the money. So, yeah, that would be strange. 70s Hippie, what's up, man? The Minuteman, he says, I'm nervous about what's going on in Ukraine. I had some news for you guys. I'm not going to talk about it tonight because nothing's working right. And when I tell you, I want it to be clear and not a bunch of crap going on. And Milena needs to be on as well. But we'll talk about that soon. So, all right, guys. I'm going to go ahead and get off here with all the technical difficulties and stuff. We're just going to cut it short here. I needed to talk to you guys, and I knew you guys would want to talk about it. I wanted all of us to be together to talk about Tom returning. It's the only way we can do it here because honestly, I feel like we're a group and we're a close group here. So thank you guys so much for being on tonight. And like I planned before, we will be back this upcoming weekend, Saturday night, like we normally are. And Milena will be back with us as well. So thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. Tom Brady's back, guys. Let's effing go.